Saving bees and farmers, we decide what the future looks like. We live in exceptional times. For around 12,000 years, the Earth was a favourable planet for humans. But whether it stays that way, or it undergoes drastic changes in our children's time, depends on whether or not we make the right decisions. Let's take a look back. The end of the last ice age created an explosion of nature, fertile soils, and a stable, warm, friendly climate that made it possible for scattered groups of hunter and gatherers to become settled farmers. Groundbreaking inventions and new technologies led to a differentiation in society. Not all inventions were beneficial to everyone, but mankind grew and spread over the entire planet. Today we are over 7 billion people, and we have made our mark on the planet. 70% of its ice-free land is used for agriculture and forestry. Our harvests could, if fairly distributed, feed more than 9 billion people. Nevertheless, leading United Nations scientists are raising the alarm. The loss of biodiversity threatens the world's food supply. They demand a system change to avoid the worldwide collapse of biodiversity. A quarter of the wildlife in Europe is highly endangered. Half of our ecosystems are in a critical condition, and the basis for producing our food is in danger. Why is that? Millions of small farmers worldwide are affected by declining incomes and the lack of political support, pushing them out of the market. The current agricultural policy of the EU is driving this process forward. Funds are awarded according to the size of the farms. Large companies get more money and the small farms less. You have to grow or leave. As a result, a farm in the EU shuts down every 3 minutes. Former diverse landscapes made up of small farms become ever more extensive, monotonous, and hostile agricultural deserts. These monocultures lack natural biodiversity, which makes them a paradise for pests. Without chemical pesticides and artificial fertilizers, this form of industrial agriculture is not viable. The massive use of chemicals does not only lead farmers to depend increasingly on chemical companies. Chemical synthetic pesticides are also bad for the soil, water, and everything living. More and more wild bees, butterflies, insect species, birds, and other animals disappear from our landscapes. But without bees and fertile soils, our nutrition is in danger. On top of that, 1/3 of the area under cultivation worldwide is used for the production of animal feed, which goes into meat production. The consequences are animal suffering and the deforestation of enormous forest areas. Their valuable function to extract CO2 from the air is lost with it. If we do not intervene now, the average temperature of the Earth will increase in the next 70 to 80 years by up to 4 degrees. 4 degrees is also the difference between our present climate and that of the last ice age. Global heating also threatens agriculture, as droughts and extreme weather events increasingly result in crop failures. All these problems must be solved quickly. Hundreds of European organisations from science, environmental and consumer protection, agriculture, forestry, beekeeping and animal welfare as part of the European Citizens' Initiative Save Bees and Farmers demand that the EU Commission introduces the necessary legal framework and sufficient economic incentives for the transition to a truly sustainable agriculture. Such a climate and biodiversity-friendly agriculture does not use chemical pesticides. It works with nature, focuses on diverse and robust seeds, uses crop rotations, creates varied and interesting landscapes, and promotes extensive and nature-friendly animal grazing. It's a way of using soil nutrients in a natural way and improves its fertility. It strengthens the resistance of plants and keeps pests at bay. The development of humus and the planting of trees also improves the microclimate, increases the ability of the soil to store water, and draws relevant quantities of climate-damaging greenhouse gases from the atmosphere. Supporting farmers to change towards a more ecological agriculture is the best investment for the future of our children. By supporting the European Citizens' Initiative, Save Bees and Farmers, You can contribute to this. If we can get 1 million signatures, the EU must react to our demands. Sign now at www.savebeesandfarmers.eu.